her throne of success is built from hard work and determination. A queen holding court in an empire of her own design, Santia Deck, aka Queen of Abs, defied odds as a girl when advised she shouldn't play sports, and overcame obstacles as a young woman when told she shouldn't play football. She attained a royal status forged in strength and fortitude, making history not only as the world's highest paid female football player, but also as the first female athlete to own her own shoe company, Tronus. Hail Queen Santia, empowering women to go on even when told to turn back. Hoping women will see their own strength in hers, Santia uses her platform to inspire possibility and support gender equality.
Santia Deck. When you were young, doctors told your mother you should not play sports. However, her faith in you and your ability carried way more weight than their recommendation. Despite what doctors were advising in regard to not playing, you played. Your mom has been your advocate since the beginning, serving as your manager now. In all of these years together, what was the best advice that she ever gave you?
Oh man, that's so tough. She's given me so much advice and so many like nuggets that I still hold on to like to this day. But I would say one of them would probably be you can fly. And I want to say that because when I was younger, my mom did such a great job at pouring into me and my siblings. And I remember, of course, every little kid, you know, you're like, oh, I want to fly when they want to fly. And my mom used to say, like, no, you can fly. You can really, really fly. We would literally sit there and try to, like, jump off of, like, the counter and fly. But she, even as I got older, continued to say that. And at first I was like, Mom, what are you talking about? Like, I know I can't fly at this point, you know? So I was like, you can believe in Santa Claus. But she was like, no, like, you literally have the ability to do whatever it is you want in this lifetime. You know, if you really, really just believe, you put that faith in and things like that. And so I always say, like, you know, I believe I really can fly because I've been able to break through glass ceilings. I've been able to do some things that a lot of people thought was not possible, definitely for a woman and medical reasons and things like that. So I would say my mom saying I could fly has definitely been something that has stayed with me.
Nice. You can fly, you can fly, you can fly. You know, your talent, Santia, it's undeniable. You are an incredible athlete with both physical and mental strength. When you were told that as a woman, you should not play football, did you ever question your course of action? What gave you the strength to stay the course and to keep going?
Honestly, I never honestly followed like the path of like the normal woman, I guess, or girl or whatever. When I was younger, I was just doing things that technically I wasn't supposed to be doing or whatever. You know, I'll be out there playing tackle football in the backyard with my brothers. I'll be at their football camps when it was boys only, but my mom was like, no, she can come to like the coaches or whatever. So I don't do well with being told that I can't do something. So for me, I feel like if you tell me that, oh, you shouldn't do this, I'm gonna want to do it. Just like if somebody told a kid, hey, this stove is hot, they're gonna want to touch it even more at that point. So for me, it was just like, if me, then who? Like, who was going to break through this glass ceiling? Who was going to open up this door for other women to do the same thing? At first, I can say it was kind of, you know, painful to see some of the blogs, some of the posts and stuff when I first went viral for, you know, signing that contract and things like that. But it allowed me to grow thick skin. And I realized like that's what comes with the territory. You're gonna have people that don't want to see you winning. There's gonna be people that don't want to see you doing these things, you know, in a male-dominated sport or whatever. But for me, it was bigger than me. It was about, okay, who am I gonna be bringing up, and who am I gonna help walk through this door one day when they're old enough to get to the point to where they want to play tackle football on a high level, or if they just want to do something great in life and they don't have someone that might look like them or anything like that doing it. I want to be the one that they can say, hey, like, she did this, so I can do this too. So that's always been my motto.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. And you're just living proof that, you know, these things are possible despite what people say. You know, you made history a couple of times. For the first time, when you became the world's highest paid female football player, you're just getting started though. So how, at this point in your life, how are you going to define success in your career ahead of you with so much going on? What is that bar? What does it look like? How do you define what that is?
So honestly, success has always to me been setting your own personal goals and achieving that. So every single year I write out what I want to do, what it is I want to achieve. So I feel like as long as I'm continuing to achieve those goals every single year, then that to me is success. But the ultimate success for me is when I can say, like, you know, I've literally changed lives on a huge level. You know, I feel like I'm touching a few people here and there, but I want to get on, you know, a bigger platform and be able to show people exactly what it is, tell my story. Hopefully through that, that's when I can really like touch, you know, a lot more people and show people again that this world is ours. Like there's nothing you really can't do. And then of course, you know, I feel like ultimate success is when I have my own family one day and then I get to see my children, you know, reaping the benefits of what I left for them. So that's to me what ultimate success is.
That is awesome. Well, you're certainly well on your way there. You know, when it comes to gender equality, we see the inequity that women deal with, not only in sports, but in business as well. So making history for a second time as the first female athlete to own her own shoe company, you officially launched Tronus, doing amazing things with your brand. There are many parts of starting a company, and some of them are really hard. For other female entrepreneurs eager to know, what's been the worst part and what's been the best part?
Man. Well, I think, you know, if I'm being quite honest, you know, this company is 100% family owned. So that means we don't have any investors, we don't have anybody funding us. This is strictly out of our pockets and, you know, just our work. So I would say, of course, the financial part of just launching is definitely, it's tough when you don't have anybody helping to do that, you know, with you. But it is something that is possible, you know, but it's going to take a lot more work. It's going to take a lot more, you know, I guess family power or team power to kind of get it going. So I would say that was definitely the most difficult part, was just making sure that we had everything we needed to actually launch successfully, financially. And then we launched during the pandemic, which of course that in itself was so chaotic because the ports were closed and, you know, it was just so much going on. You know, our products come from China. So making sure that we were able to, you know, get it out before Chinese New Year and all of that stuff. It was just a whole mess. But through the grace of, literally through the grace of God, we like literally got our shipment out the day before it was like, hey, that's it. And I remember like when we finally got everything out, me and my mom like just sat in like her office and like cried because we were like, oh my gosh, like what just happened? This was so stressful. But at the end of the day, that was almost in the same sentence the most beautiful part of our journey, because it was like we did it. Like we freaking launched a freaking shoe company during the pandemic, and now our customers are gonna be happy when there's a whole bunch of people around the world, including some of the biggest companies in the world, whose customers aren't gonna get their shipment for Christmas. And we're one of the lucky ones that are. So it was definitely like a super bittersweet moment, but I would say that moment was like the best and the worst, to be quite honest. And of course, getting it East Bay was definitely like a close second for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, and I think it's right when those sorts of things happen, when there's a good chance that it couldn't, but it did. I mean, what a sign that that's what was meant to happen, and that you were designed, that you are on the path that you were meant for. Yeah,
most definitely.
You know, another question for you is, you know, just the fact that you inspire so many women, so many people, just by simply being you, Santia, just by simply showing up, you inspire so many. So the question for you here is, who is it that inspires you?
Definitely my mom. I would have to say my mom, because my mom has been an entrepreneur pretty much her whole entire life, and so has my father. So having those two individuals around me as just a kid and seeing how they worked, and I was always so curious to know like how they did what they did, and I wanted to sit in on the meetings and all these different things. I got to watch like my mom really be this super strong, powerful, but gentle and nurturing woman. So I literally learned from her that you can be this beast like in life, but you can also be this sweet and nurturing woman to like your family and others around you, and be giving and loving, but you can also wear that cape when you need to, and pull that sword out if you need to. So I learned how to be like a gentle beast from her. Mm-hmm. And I think that's why people meet me, they're like, oh man, I thought you were gonna just be this super like, I don't even know the words to describe it, just like whatever type of person, like maybe super masculine or super arrogant or whatever, and they're like, oh man, you're so nice, like you're so chill. I'm like, yeah, like you don't have to choose. Like you can be this super awesome dope person, but also again be super respectful and nice and generous and kind. So I just learned how to be both, and I love my mom for showing me that I didn't have to give up one part of me in order to be this successful person in life. So my mom taught me that just how to do both, and I feel like a lot of people don't get to experience that. It's like a lot of people have to sacrifice, but my mom, she showed me that just be you in every single way, and it's okay if they're gonna love it or they're not. And
that is awesome. And I love how you say that you didn't have to give up a part of you to be another part of you, that you can be both at the same time. And that balance is so important, and that we have a right to be those things at the same time. So, so the thing I will close with today in this conversation, again, thank you for taking the time. You've got crazy amount of things going on. One of my favorite quotes from you is this, and it's very simple. The best things in life usually are, if you want it, go get it. And for me, I mean, as simple as that is, it's so powerful. And anytime I read that, I remember the first time I remember reading that quote from you, and I said, yes. I mean, you make it sound so easy. We know it's not.
Yeah.
What words of encouragement would you give to women, to men who are out there seeking to make history? What advice would you give?
You know what? One of the most powerful things that I heard from someone, and it even to this day still like haunts me in a good way, but someone said, you don't ever want to be that person that when you pass and everybody goes to the graveyard, there's your dreams and your goals and your talents buried with you, in that graveyard. And so for me, I would say literally do every single thing it is in this world that you want to do. Life is too short. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to fail. It's going to suck, but understand the gift of life. You get to wake up again and do it and try again. And so for me, it's about emptying out my tank. God put all these special talents and hidden talents that we all have to find. That's our job in life. Find your talents, find your gifts, find the things in you that's going to help motivate and change somebody else's life, because this life isn't even about us. That's the crazy thing. It's about helping somebody else and helping the next generation and helping the next, generation of people become better and more advanced or whatever it may be. So use everything. People are so afraid to like take that leap because, I don't know if it's going to work, or, it's scary. But literally can't even comprehend what's on the other side of that fear. Like there's a life that's just waiting for you that you can't even imagine. So I would say, take that leap, take that jump, use everything, empty it out. If you want to be a NFL player at 40, just, I don't know, go out and try. Go get a trainer. Do whatever everybody says you can do. Have fun, enjoy life, make memories, spend time with your friends and family, praise God, and just live your life to the fullest. I know that was a lot, but
well, you are very generous, because I asked for one piece of advice and you gave all kinds of advice. And all of it is wonderful. I love how you say specifically, like, you just want to empty it out. You don't want to go with anything left in the tank. I think that's so brilliant. And I think it's something that all of us need to, when we are afraid to take that leap, to say, but we think often about what happens if it doesn't work more than we think about what happens if it does work. So
it's crazy. It's crazy that we do think that way. So yeah, that would definitely be something that I would tell everybody to take with them.
Mm-hmm. Well, I have to say, thank you for sharing your story, your truth, and just again, by living by your own example, how you inspire so many people to take that leap and to leave their tank empty, And I love the fact that you said that it's not about you anyway. It's about everyone else, that we're here to live a life, not self-serving, but of service. And that's exactly what you do. So I can't thank you enough for sharing your time and for, in doing that, helping all of us become a bit more aware now. Thank you so much, Santia.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.